Scariest book ever. This is the first book of the Goosebumps House of Shivers series. So, this book is about two kids, a brother and a sister whose name I don't remember. And their parents have to go off and do something, and they end up staying with their uncle they have not seen in years. So, already we have a basic Goosebump setup, right? This has been done in many Goosebump books, especially like in the original series. There's probably quite a few books where kids get dropped off at a camp at a relative's, and of course things get spooky, right? So already we don't have like a original idea, like a completely original idea, but some things are going to be reused. I think it's all about how it's done and how it's used. So the kids, like I said, they get dropped off, and the parents are in a hurry, so they don't stay around to make sure that the uncle is actually there. Well, when they get there, no one's answering the door, so they think he's just at the store or something. But they don't stick around to wait for him to make sure that the kids get in safe. Yeah, that's still happening um, in these kind of books because they have to go catch their plane or something like that. So when the uncle finally um, greets the children, because apparently he was out in the yard and didn't hear them, um, he ends up at some point telling them about this book, which is he calls the scariest book ever. And he goes on about how people are trying to take this book because they want to sell it or keep it for a collection or whatever. And then they end up going into these woods because somebody has taken the book, and they find like all these different creatures and stuff, like a bat with a human face. And the story is because the woods have been untouched by man for like centuries. Animals have just been able to grow large and unusual and stuff like that. And the story basically revolves around them trying to fight off these people who are trying to steal this book. And then things aren't exactly what, people thought they were. People weren't who they thought they were and everything. It's not a bad book. It's not a bad start. Like I said, it's just not an original concept, even in Goosebumps. There's a lot of redone things, right? Somebody trying to steal some kind of magical thing, an artifact, or, some special object. There's kids who are dropped off by their parents without, them making sure they're safe. And then there is the um, extended family member that they have not seen in years, so they don't really recognize them. I would say this book is like, I don't know, maybe a 4 star. It's not a bad read, but like I said, nothing super original. It flowed pretty well. I would say at least give it a try.